Hello everyone, it is Power-Up Pilates day 20 and today we're doing a really lovely 10-minute seated exercise to get our spines moving, open out our hips and really get your core controlling your spine and just feeling lovely all over. Okay, so we are going to start in our seated correctly position. Now I'd like you to start sitting in something called long frog, so you have your feet together out in front of you and your weight is going down evenly through your sitting bones onto the floor. Now from here, I'd like you to think a piece of thread is curling up through the top of your head and you're sitting nice and tall here with your shoulders relaxing down. But I know that for some of you, this isn't going to be an accessible position. So if you are struggling, you can sit on a cushion a bit like this one. So just having a little bit more height can just help you open out your hips a little bit more and find that seated correctly position. Or you can do this exercise routine sitting on a chair. So it's completely up to you. Just make sure that whatever seated position you are in, you have the weight going down evenly and you're still pushing the mat away from you and lengthening your spine up towards the ceiling. So you're really, really nice and balanced and strong here. And you can feel that internal causative muscle switching on to help you stay in this position. We're going to start with a seated extension exercise. So this is just going to get our spines moving backwards. We spend a lot of our lives rolling forward. So whether you're typing at a laptop or you're driving or you're doing craft or cooking, whatever you do, you spend a lot of time rolling forward like this. And this can really put pressure on your back and affect your posture too. So we're going to do the opposite. So hands go onto your shins or on your knees if you're sitting in a chair. Think about this piece of thread now is on your breastbone and it's going to pull you up and back towards the ceiling. So I like to breathe in. And as you breathe out, you just start lengthening up through your breastbone, lifting up out of your waist, just extending back, feeling your shoulders melt down the back of your spine. Pause here and then restack. So it's a really subtle movement, but you should feel the spinal extensors, which are the muscles that connect vertebrae to vertebrae, switching on to help you in this position. So let's go again. We're breathing in. As we breathe out, we're lifting all the way up, shoulders melting down and returning. Lovely. So remember, if you're doing this exercise video with somebody else, what their extension may look like can be very different from yours. It is really dependent on individual bodies. You might be able to extend a really long way back or not quite so far. Let's breathe out to lift up once again. Inhale to return. Super. We've got two more like this, just using your hands just as a balance on your knees. And one more, lifting all the way. So you can see it's a really small movement and sitting nice and tall. Let's take our arms out to the sides now. So you're reaching your hands out to the side. And we're going to move our spine in lateral flexion, which basically is side to side. So let's breathe in. As we breathe out, lift one arm all the way up. Start reaching up and over and bending sideways through your spine, taking that weight onto that supporting hand and thinking about a stretch all the way from your hip up to your shoulder, right through to your fingers. Restacking and float that arm down. Let's go on the other side. Breathing out to lift all the way up, reaching up and over. And you might find that one side you can go further than the other. So as your spine warms up, you might find you've got more movement. You keep your gaze going forward, reaching through your fingers. Restacking and down. Lovely. Going again. Breathing out. Really enjoying the stretch. Restack and down. We're going to go one more time to each side here before we add on a little bit of a rotation, which is going to give you a lovely feeling of openness and space across the back of your shoulder blades. Breathing out to restack all the way. Sorry, reach all the way over. And restack down. Okay, so this time we're going to breathe out, reach all that arm all the way over. And then you're going to roll forward and feel a stretch right from the back of your hip, down through your shoulder, opening out the back of your shoulder blades before turning back through to center and restacking here. Let's go on the other side, breathing all the way out, up and over, reaching forward, really enjoying that feeling, restack and down. So we're combining lateral flexion with rotation now, which is going to feel so nice for your spine. Just ease out any areas of tightness. Super. Let's take a last one here. Breathing all the way out. Rolling forward. Restack and down. Wonderful. Sitting nice and tall once again. We're going to come into our spine stretch forward. So this time, lengthen your legs out in front of you. So glue your legs together. Turn your toes so they're pointing up towards the ceiling. And once again, sit nice and tall. Now I'm going to show you this from the side. It's a little bit easier to follow. So sitting nice and tall, I need a little bit of a helping hand here with a little cushion. You can see I find it a lot easier to sit nice and tall. Arms reaching out in front of me and still thinking about that piece of thread pulling through the crown of my head. Your legs should be super active here. So hands are reaching forward and level with your shoulders, breathing in. As you breathe out, nod your chin forward and start rolling forward through your spine, one bone at a time. Hands traveling forwards over your toes, pausing here before restacking all the way up. So now we're using our core muscles to control our spine in forward flexion. So sitting nice and tall once again, breathing in. As you breathe out, nod our chin forward. Tummy muscles coming up and in as you roll forward, hands reaching forward. Legs still nice and long and active. And sit nice and tall. You're going to go 4 more times like this. And remember, every time you go forward, as your spine warms up a little bit more, you might find that you've got a little bit more movement through there. Restacking and up. Now it's very different from a yoga fold where you're kind of folding from your hips forward. This time we're rolling up and over. So if it helps, think about a big beach ball in front of you that you're trying to roll up and over. So let's breathe in once again. Breathing out, nodding forward. Rolling all the way forward, hands traveling forward. Restack and up. Lovely. 2 more times here. Rolling forward. Restack and up, and we've got a final one. So still tummy muscles coming up and in to support you. Hands traveling forward. Restacking your spine and bring your arms down. Well done. Okay, so now we are going to go into a spine twist, and then we're going to put those 2 exercises together. So for our spine twist, have your feet back in this long frog position, or if you want to, you can lengthen them out in front of you, about mat distance apart, and legs super active once again. I'm going to show you in long frog position. We're going to cross our arms one on top of the other, and we're going to go into a twist here, and then we're going to add in some arms. So still having that piece of thread pulling through the crown of your head, breathing in. As you breathe out, we start to rotate to the side, twisting to the side. Don't worry about how far you can go. I'm super tight. I mentioned yesterday around my shoulder, so I can't go very far at all. I find it much easier to rotate to the left. But again, as your muscles warm up, you might find that you can go slightly further, okay? So we're breathing out, twisting round. Inhaling, return to center. Going again, breathing out, twisting round. Come back to center. So you're starting with a turn of your head first of all. So turning your head, rotating round, back to center. And again, lovely. Okay, let's put the other arm on top now. So you automatically tend to place one arm on top of the other. So it's good to mix it up now and again and feel if it is any different for you. Breathing out again, keeping your legs relaxed. Try not to let your knees come up. One last one to each side. We're going to add some arms in next. Keep your toe muscles coming in, reaching around to the side and back. Super. So now we're going to add our arms lengthened, which means you've got a little bit more to think about. But rather than making your arms move around independently, just think about them being fixed on your spine. So they're only moving because your spine is fixed. There should be no movement backwards or forwards without your spine moving. So sitting nice and tall once again, reaching your arms out. You should be able to see your fingers in your peripheral vision. So it's not quite 180 degrees, it's slightly further forward. You're going to breathe in here. And as we breathe out, let's start to twist now. I'm adding a little pulse, see if you can twist a bit further. Come back to center and let's twist to the side. Adding a little pulse. And again, just work to your own body. Don't worry about how far around you can go. Just try and focus on that really lovely, controlled movement. And imagine that your spine is a helter-skelter that you're trying to twist around. Lovely. 2 more times. You can see my arms are just fixed on my spine, adding in that pulse to see if we can go a little bit further. Coming back to center and our final one. Back through and bring your arms down. Now we're going to put those 2 exercises together. So we're going to put that spine twist together with our spine stretch forward to make something called a saw. So now take your legs apart so your toes are pointing up, nice and tall here. Reach your arms out to the side. Tummy muscles supporting you here so you're not falling backwards and you're not rolling forwards. Breathing in here. As you breathe out, we're going to rotate to the side and then we're going to start rolling forward. So our little finger is traveling towards our little toe. Pulse here, restack and back. So rotating around, rolling forward, little finger towards little toe, pulse, restack. So now we've got our flexion forwards combining with our rotation, and you're keeping your legs really active on the floor as an anchor. So rolling forward, tummy muscles coming up and in to support your spine. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Roll down. Good. We've got one final one. Coming around, rolling forward. Restack back through to center. Take your arms down and cross your legs however feels comfortable for you. Super. So just to finish, you've got 2 final breaths. So take your arms up wide once again. Breathe in. Breathing out, reach your arms all the way up towards the ceiling and press the air away. And we're going to go one more time. Breathing out, reaching all the way up, feeling that lovely length on the front of your body. Press the air away and give yourself a clap. Well done. Thanks so much for joining me today. Tomorrow is day 21, so I hope you're looking forward to a really nice Pilates session then. Have a great rest of the day and see you later. Bye-bye.